All right, hello. Good job of e-learning today. First, I just wanted to report out on the percentages of students who finished in each class to make it a little competitive. First period, 70% of students finished. Second period, 87%. Great job. Fourth period, 65%. Sixth period, 57%. Seventh period, 43%. And ninth period, 58%. So that was today's. For some words that people said that they had difficult with in the habla were the ones that were most common were quisiera, pronunciación, and siguiente. So those definitely are three tricky words. So if those were hard for you to hear, that is not surprising. Some of the questions that people, excuse me, had, first of all, what did you learn about pronunciation in Argentina and Colombia? Most people said that even though things are spelled the same way, they can be pronounced differently, especially with the Y and the double L, the eye in Spanish. 70% of you, unsurprisingly, I'm actually surprised it wasn't even more, said that the Colombian accent was easier to understand. Some questions that people had. There were a bunch of questions like, why do they pronounce so differently if they're speaking the same language? Why does the speed of the people change from the language that they speak? And I'm going to read to you something that I found that explains it a little bit. Imagine a group of people that speaks the same language, but then they become divided into two islands, and half is living on one island, half is living on the other island. This geographical and social divide of the two groups means that each group will evolve distinct dialects or accents over time. The language that these groups use will change so much that it may sound like two different languages. But here's the thing, as humans, other than right now, we don't live in isolation. We travel and we come across other groups and we pick up an accent either by choice or by being with them for a long time. So you may come across someone who's lived somewhere for a long time, even though it wasn't their original place of living, and there's certain words or things that they then say that way of that location because they spend so much time there. Even regions such as the Midwest, where we live, who are supposed to be accentless, still we have accents. It just is different. Another question I got is, would people in Spain understand a different pronunciation than their Spanish? And generally, it is believed that different dialects and accents do not block understanding among people who are relatively well educated. Lower education could block your ability to understand in general, but also more so if someone is speaking with a different accent or dialect. Just another side note, most films today that are made in the United States are then most of the time put into Spanish, but in either Spanish for Spain and also then one for Latin America. Some, though, such as like that are really popular, like Harry Potter or Frozen or whatnot, might actually be produced in several Spanish dialects in order to really reach all those audiences. Some people ask, what are the other differences in South and Central America or across the Spanish-speaking world? I've linked a video, or I'm going to link a video that will allow you to guess what language or which dialect the people are speaking or which region. So you can try that if you'd like. And then the final question is, how can learning two different ways of speaking Spanish help me learn Spanish? Well, you're going to come across people from all different locations, people that speak differently, people that Spanish isn't their native language, people from all over the world that are going to speak differently. We don't all speak the same, even when we speak English. And the more different ways of speaking Spanish that you hear and that you see, will help you understand more people when you speak to them in the future. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. Thank you for all your awesome efforts. Mañana es miércoles y por eso tenemos miércoles musical, pero un poquito diferente. So Miércoles Musical tomorrow, but it's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to have to stay tuned until tomorrow. Have a great day. Adios.